The four guys in the thumbnail are the CEO, the CFO, and the two co-founders of Snowflake. And the reason why I say our next 6X stock is because, and that's Warren Buffett and I, we both own shares of Snowflake. Warren happens to own 6,125,376 shares, representing about 0.3% of his overall portfolio. So he's a heavy investor, but it's not a major part of his portfolio, not like Apple. I first got on to Snowflake after listening to the quarterly earnings call by Jensen and Colette of NVIDIA. And on numerous occasions in that, they mentioned that they were partnering with Snowflake. And what I have since come to know is that they are working with the Snowflake team to create a chip that will run their data farm. They refer to Snowflake as a data warehouse. So if you're a large company and you're working with Azure or Amazon Web Services or Microsoft, and you've got your data in there, you need someone to kind of go and gather it and then give you the software that will process it to give you the results you want. And as a result of AI and machine learning, the demand for that type of software and engineering is going to go substantially. And I suspect that's why Warren owns it. It's certainly why I own it. I then did a video just yesterday where I showed you a formula that I have put together to measure the future profits of a company and get some means of projecting what their future growth might look like. And I had surmised that Snowflake is probably going to be one of the top software companies. Now, what that would do is that would put it in my Bus 12 portfolio, not my Bus 13. Bus 13 is for the hardware. These are the people, the NVIDIAs, the Supermacro computers, the AHCLs. Those are the companies that are making all the parts that go, the 3,000 parts that go into a computer and then go into a data center and make the distribution of all this data possible. Snowflake, on the other hand, is the software that it's going to make all this data in their warehouse available to me to make my website more functional for you. So that's why I'm investing in Snowflake. What I want to do, though, is they have a horrendous a PE ratio of about 212. And so I want to know, is it overpriced? And if it is, where should I buy in? And is this 5X or 6X potential a reality, or is it already priced into the stock? Now, the first thing I wanted to do was find out who these four guys are, what's their background, where'd they come from, where are they going, and see if this is something I want to invest in. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process I went through to get to know them, to get to know their business, to get other people's opinions, and then to do some analysis. This is not financial advice. Don't get me wrong here. All I am is a retired financial advisor who doesn't have anything better to do than to spend his time researching companies and trying to outperform the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ market. That's my objective, and I can only do that if I can make better investment decisions. So let's look and see if Snowflake is a better investment decision and see if it's something you want to get involved in. We'll get right at that after this disclosure.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, so the first thing I do when I want to investigate a stock and decide whether I want to invest in it or not is go to their website. And in this case, what I wanted to learn was, who are these four guys? Who are they? And what I found out, and I'm not going to pronounce their names right, Ben here is one of the co-founders. He co-founded it with Kerry here, and they basically met at Oracle and decided they wanted to go out on their own. They brought in Mike. He's their chief financial officer, but they didn't want to be the face of the company, so they hired Frank. Frank has about a 25-year history as a CEO and entrepreneur in the database industry. So I wanted to learn more about them and how they came together and what they're all about. So I found this article on a website called Grofers, and it tells me the tale of the Bromeister's success. And what that is, that these two guys are best of friends. They're bros. They met at Oracle, and they decided to go out on their own and build a company. And it's kind of interesting that they call it a stealth company at first. And I didn't understand what that was. But in essence, they went out and found some investors and then were very quiet about what they were doing. They saw an opportunity. Apparently, they picked up on this opportunity at Oracle, and they put their heads together and then sought some financing, some big numbers. Here's a Series B for $26 million, and then they went later to raise another $79 million. So they're going around and they're getting some interest, and then they become one of the first in 2018 unicorn with a book value of $1.5 billion. And again, they're doing it kind of on the quiet, and then they make a public offering in 2020, and it skyrockets. It becomes Snowflake is trading for as much as 70 times their year revenues, making them one of the most expensive technology companies in the market. And then they, like everybody else, had one hell of a tough time through 2022. Their stock price crashed, and they're now on the market, and they're being sent a gift called artificial intelligence. So then what I did was I decided I wanted to get a contrarian opinion on Snowflake, and so I went to Seeking Alpha, and I found this article written on August the 26th, 2023, Snowflake's Q2 2024, quick takes, consumption model at risk. What that means, and I learned through this article, Snowflake works on a basis of pay for what you eat, rather than come into the restaurant and pay at the door. You pay for what you eat. And what this author, IV Investment Research, surmises is that Snowflake will be adversely affected if we go into a recession, and tech companies who need their product just start using less of it because they need to cut their expenses. Now, my contrarian opinion of this, and they allude to it as well, is that they have entered into a partnership, right here you see, with NVIDIA and Microsoft, and what I have learned is they put in an order, and NVIDIA has agreed to sell them, I think it's some 1,000 chips, and then NVIDIA and Snowflake's teams will come together and build that GPU chip to facilitate their business, their pay for what you eat business, because it's a GPU as a CPU, it's more efficient, thus giving them a leg up on other software companies. So that's how it goes through. They're basic, and they go through, and I, again, encourage you to find this article. They explain what the Snowpack software is, what the Streamlit and the Snowpack container services, and these are all interrelated software packages that will help you as a website owner use your data to its greatest efficiency with the assistance of the NVIDIA GPU chip. So putting that all together and their assessment of how AI is going to work, and Snowflake's relationships with Amazon, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, I come away with the feeling that this is one of these companies that's got a leg up. They saw what was coming. They reached out to NVIDIA and said, put us to the front of the line, and we'll bring you into our realm. I'm of the opinion that NVIDIA has some shares of ownership here, and I think this is a winner. So that's the process I went through. Then what I wanted to do was look at it from a where's the stock price been and where it's going. And to do that, I went to my chart on my E-Trade account, and I can see that immediately it breaks one of the rules that I have set out for buying stocks, and that is to never own a stock when it's trading below its 200-day moving average. And that's what that red line is. If we go all the way back to the IPO, you can see that that Snowflake came out at about $214 a share and immediately went up to $429, crashed with everybody else in the coronavirus, went back to $404, and then as we've moved through this current fears of technology, you can see it dropped below the 200 moving day average back in February of 2022. Spent a long time under there and has still just only recently traded above it, but again is below it now, trading today at 153.07. The 200-day is at 155. I am going to try to buy it down here at the lower side of the Bollinger Band on the 200-day, and that is at roughly 147.34. So that's where I'm at on it. Let me show you then on my charts how I got to where I'm at, how I got to the feelings that I have. This is a chart that I have shown you that is part of our website, that is under the portfolio allocation banner. And what I have done is searched the profits, projections into the future for all of the stocks that I own. And as you can see on the top of my list is SYM. This is Symbotics. They use artificial intelligence to go into robots to help people like Walmart, Target get the people out of their distribution centers and replace them with AI robotics. They're showing a movement out of non-profitability into profitability, and that's what creates this 400% growth in earnings and ends up over the 3 years of a growth in earnings of 1,897. What I found in analyzing Snowflake under the same circumstances, and again, they are non-profit until the end of this year, and then they turn profit, and that's why we get the 176% boost in their profile, followed by 50% and 65%. So I'm seeing a potential growth in earnings of 585% over the 3 years, which would put them up here as the third most attractive stock in my portfolio, one ahead of NVIDIA and Intel. That might surprise you a bit, but again, Intel has some tremendous potential because of its favorable situation relative to the CHIP Act, which is our government's funding of bringing chip manufacturers to compete with Taiwan Semiconductor into the United States. So that's my analysis. Now, am I saying that Snowflake will grow at that rate? No. What I'm saying has the potential. And based on everything else I've looked at, this looks like a winner. So that's why I'm trying to buy it right now. So now if you want access to the analysis and all that I have just shared with you, you come to our website and you go under services, and you then see this is our Premium Plus offerings, where you see my portfolio, full portfolio, the Bus 13, the Bus 12, trends charts, membership only videos, and then our Discord. This over here then is the Platinum. This was originally built around Mark Willett's program of swing trading. And what we're adding to it is what I just showed you, Kerry's portfolio allocations. And if you want this kind of information, you page down here and you decide which platform you want to be under. If you want to be under the Premium, it's $20 a month. If you want to be under the Platinum, it's $60 a month. Now, what we're also going to do is, because I think the next step of this Kerry's portfolio allocation is to bring Mark's knowledge of technical analysis that he uses for swing trading into the management of my portfolio. So in essence, what I'm doing is I'm hiring Mark to put technical analysis into my portfolio and advise me at the buy-in, hold, and sell points, so that if I choose to, I can take profits when Mark tells me that Microsoft is going to go down based on his technical analysis. I might be able to sell some of my shares, particularly those in my IRAs, and gather the profits, and then when the stock bounces back up, to reinvest or to move those profits into something else. So that's what this is all about. Again, if you want to participate in it, you come to the website and then you decide. Now, the tribe is our Discord. This is where people just come and chat with each other and with me about stocks and the market in general. So that's what we're doing. Well, again, the purpose is to make you a better investor, to teach you. That's more than just looking at a stock and saying, well, I think I'll buy that. Well, I want you to understand who you're buying, why you're buying it, and what analysis can be done to give you the buy-in and the sell points so that you can make money. And in essence, just come back to the statement of, I just want to make you a better investor so that you can create an asset that you can pass on to your children and your children and make their lives better in the future. Again, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. This is what I do for my enjoyment. And I got the time. I've got the wherewithal. I hope I can count you a member of our tribe. Just get on the bus, whichever bus you want.